Hello everyone! This is going to be a reading vlog. I am doing a buddy read and I also want to do a book club read. So for buddy read, I'm doing it with Noah Jasmine again. We did a buddy read together for The House in the Cerulean Sea and we loved it. So this time we're going to do a buddy read for a classic book. We chose 1984 by George Orwell. I picked this up from a secondhand bookstore and I love this edition. It's so vintage looking. So we're going to be reading this together. But before we start, I just went to the Asian market and I picked up my favorite stuff that I wanted, and I also picked up hotteok. And hotteok is a Korean pancake, and this one has cinnamon inside, and I love this so much. It's basically like a street food in Korea. So I'm so glad I was able to pick this up. It's gonna be really hot though. Alright, let's see. So good. Hey everyone, it is the morning of February 2nd. I recently started jogging in the morning and then Chloe Ting ab workouts or like leg workouts, whatever the day I feel like doing. And it feels really great to start the day like that. So I've done that, I've done jogging and I did abs today. And now I'm just out here eating my homemade banana bread and some yogurt with some fruits. It's really great. And Dobby's joining with me. It's been really sunny today, so I thought I'll just be out here in the yard reading 1984. I read this back in high school, but I don't remember much of it other than thinking it's really eerie how realistic, like how it could actually be the future world. So I think it's a dystopian science fiction, and it talks about how like it's based on the future of the world and how people are being watched over all the time, constantly watched over, and it's ruled by like this guy called Big Brother. I think Big Brother's watching you and you basically have like less freedom in your life. So that's all I remember, and thinking it's really creepy. It kind of like was like Handmaid's Tale. Like with Handmaid's Tale 2, I thought something like that could happen in the future, and it was really scary to read about. So I'm excited to pick this up again. And then I found out just last night on Instagram, Book Troop by Gabby Reads. She is, I think her book club is based on thriller books, which I love. And this month, February, she's doing The Wrong Family by Taryn Fisher. I'm gonna read the blurb because I had no idea what the book was about. So it says, have you ever been wrong about someone? Juno was wrong about Winnie Crouch. Before moving in with the Crouch family, Juno thought Winnie and her husband Nigel had the perfect marriage, the perfect son, the perfect life. After her grim diagnosis, the retired therapist simply wants a place to live out the rest of her days in peace. But that peace is shattered the day Juno overhears a chilling conversation between Winnie and Nigel. And there's more, but I'm just gonna stop there. So I don't know. I really don't know what to expect, but I found an audiobook on Scribd, which I'm really thankful for. So I listened to it this morning on my run, and I started it. It sounds pretty good so far.
Who's getting a haircut? Who's getting a haircut? Fluffy teddy bear. Pippa got a haircut. So cute. You got a bandana.
Okay, so I have been reading more of 1984. So my buddy read, Noah, and we decided, it's kind of weird. So there are 3 chapters, but each chapter is like 80 pages long. And within each chapter, there are these Roman numeral like mini many chapters, so we just figured we'll just break it down into the 3 chapters and try to spend 2 days per chapter maybe. So I'm trying to get to halfway point of chapter 1, but 1984 is an easy read, really interesting so far, and I've been highlighting lots. Also, I wanted to share with you one of my favorite cups. I love owl things, so this is a owl cup I got back in like 2013 and I still have it. I brought it all the way from Japan because I love it so much. I'm drinking my water, my agua. Okay, so our dresser has finally arrived, but we have to build this. I have never used a power tool before, and I keep like slipping out of the screws, so it like kind of harms the wood, and I suck at it, but at least I'm doing it and I'm building it and I'm proud of it. So we'll see how this goes. I am listening to the audiobook of The Wrong Family as I am doing this, and I'm like sweating so much. I don't know if it's because I'm nervous or something, I don't know, but I'm gonna keep building this. Alright, I'm just out here enjoying a late lunch with pepperoncino, easy pasta with garlic. And I'm trying to read more of 1984. For some reason, so in the beginning I said it's really easy to read 1984, and I still stand by that, but for some reason it's taking me so long to finish one chapter. I just finished chapter 1, so I'm 1/3 of the way through, and it took me 3 days to finish it. So I'm gonna go check in with my buddy read. I'm gonna go check in with my friend who I'm doing the buddy read with and see how she's doing. She's busy with schoolwork too, so I understand if she's even slower than I am, but I'm gonna go check in with her and try to start chapter 2. Okay, so I am partway through chapter 2, and I just wanted to share some feelings or thoughts about this book, because I feel like all I've been saying was, oh, I'm reading it. So there's always someone watching you and listening to you. If you're out in public, it seems really stressful because it seems like people watch your facial expressions as well. So if people are celebrating, you have to partake in it, or else they would find it sus. So apparently we are set in London, and Winston, sorry, Dobby was barking, so I'm grabbing him. So Winston talks about how, like, in his childhood he remembers that London used to be different, and it didn't used to be like this. So it's interesting that, like, they do bring up normal life before the revolution, like this happened. He works in the Ministry of Truth, so there are 4 different ministries, and he works in the Ministry of Truth, and he's in charge of, like, altering, like, documents so that that can, like, fit the party's needs. So, like, if they said something but they want to retract it, he actually, like, rewrites the words even on newspapers or textbooks. So histories are rewritten, which is kind of scary if you think about it, and it makes you think how much of the real facts are actually hidden from us in this real life. So yeah, it just seems like really, I don't know, it's a stressful world. You don't want to live in it, basically. Again, it's kind of like Handmaid's Tale by Margaret Atwood, where this world can actually be a reality. So yes, it's interesting. I'm not quite sure where this book is leading up to. As far as the audiobook for The Wrong Family by Taryn, what's her name? Taryn Fisher? I am on chapter 22 of out of 38, so I'm 55% of the way through. So I got confused because there's, I don't know, sometimes with thrillers it's hard for me to keep up with it when there are lots of things happening at once. So this does keep going back and forth between Winnie and Juno, the 2 women in this book. There's also Nigel, who is married to Winnie. But all I know is that Winnie and Nigel has a dark past, and we still don't know what's been happening. They also have a son named Sam, so Juno seems to you know, worry about Sam and hope that he is okay. That's all I'm getting so far. I'm not quite sure if I like this thriller, to be honest. Maybe near the end things will pick up, but for now it's kind of like meh for me. Okay, taking this to the little, what is it called? Little free library that we found out is in our neighborhood, so I'm excited. Let's go, Dobby! Okay, so I ended up getting A Gentleman in Moscow, and I'm so excited because I was actually on hold for this book at the library, and it was taking so long. So now I actually have the book physically, so I'm very excited. I've heard good things about this. Oh. Hello everyone. So I am here to wrap up this vlog, this reading vlog. I have finished 1984 as of last night, and then I also just finished The Wrong Family. So I'm here to talk about my feelings. So, you know, I had a good 5-star, 4-star streak going on in January, but the first 2 books I read in February were alright. So 1984, from about midway through chapter 2, I kind of just wanted the book to be done. Like, it was pretty repetitive after that. Halfway through chapter 2, Winston kind of starts reading a book about how the new world is, how the Big Brother works, and how their party works, and all that stuff. So he was literally reading this book out loud to the readers, so it kind of felt like non-fiction, I don't know, like a manual book. So at that point I was kind of like, I lost interest and I did skim over some paragraphs because I was like, I got it, I understand. Although it's interesting because it does explain this world more thoroughly, but at that point I was like, I get the gist of it, let's move on. I understand why it's a classic, and I'm glad I reread this book, but I'm also glad I'm done with it so I can read on with my other books. In the end, I did give it 3 stars out of 5, so not bad, not amazing, it was alright. Or at least, I want to share at least one thing I noticed though, which was interesting to me. Well, I noticed like the Big Brother is basically how our government is. It made me think about how like when they're saying in the book that Big Brother's always watching you and you have no privacy, that's right, you have no privacy. It made me think about like when I would be talking with friends about a certain thing, and then on the way home some advertisements for that thing pops up in my cell phone, like on Instagram or Facebook, and it's always so creepy and so weird that these advertisements somehow pop out of nowhere, and it makes you think, who is listening to us, and is it really our phones that's watching us and listening to us? I don't know. So in some way I felt like that was Big Brother, so that was interesting. Alright, so The Wrong Family by Taryn Fisher. This one, I don't know, I was really hoping I like it because the premise sounds interesting, but again I was still confused with what was happening with Juno until like halfway through, and then I was like, okay, I think I kind of finally understand what's going on. And then yeah, it was just like, even when they told you like what was the secret and the suspense, it was kind of like meh, it was alright. It wasn't like gasp worthy or like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it. Like that's what I'm looking for when I'm listening or reading thrillers. So yeah, in the end I gave it 2 stars, 2.5. Like I don't know, 2 stars makes it sound awful. It wasn't awful, it was just like alright, I don't know, but I don't think it's worth 3 stars, to be honest. Hold on. Oh, excuse me, my sneeze attacks comes out of nowhere. But anyways, those were the 2 books I finished during this reading vlog. They took way longer than I wanted it to, so kind of really bummed about that, but here we are, we finally finished my first 2 reads of February. For my next reading vlog, I will be reading Grown. Was it by Tiffany Jackson? I'm not quite sure. This is the February pick for the late night book club that's run by Joel, Noel, and Elias, so I'm really excited about that. So yes, please look out for that in my next reading vlog. I hope you enjoyed this vlog. It's full of food and lots of reading 1984. And lots of like random things, but I hope you still enjoyed it. Thank you for sticking to the end of this vlog. I'll see you next time. Bye.